Alrighty, so with no UFC this weekend, I'm gonna be waiting to do my breakdown and prediction for UFC Fight Night, whatever the fuck, for February 1st. I don't even know. Let's find out this card together. Actually, let's just type in not Rena Nakamura. That's something else. So for a little something else. Let's see. Fight Night, Adesanya, Mavov. Good. Okay. Actually, this card, wow, this card, what is this, Saudi Arabia? Holy fuck, this card's stacked. Shamil Gaziv, Terrence McKinney, that guy's still fucked. Anyways, yeah, this video is something different. It's kind of filling the gaps, but I wanted to talk about the frauds that got checked at UFC 311, because that was the night of the fraud checks. Pretty much everyone got fucking checked. If you don't know, I do breakdowns every week on the fight cards and the fight results after the fights have happened. But as there is none this weekend, let's just talk about the fraud checks that ended up happening on 311, and what we're going to do with them now that they've been fraud checked. One of these guys, actually, I think all of these guys had O's. So, yeah, there's a specific fighter that got fraud checked that I'll probably do his own video on. But, yeah, starting with the first fraud check, I think, of the night. Clayton Carpenter. Now, I know you're probably thinking, who? If you're like a casual, just kind of, you watch MMA every once in a while. But Clayton Carpenter, he came off the UFC Contender Series, went on a little bit of a two-fight tear, and then he ended up getting fraud checked by Tagir. Now, what kind of sucks for Clayton Carpenter is that it is 125. 125 is a stacked division, Even off the rankings, the top 15, like Joshua Van, pretty good. Kaya Sakura, Bruno Silva, pretty good. Charles Johnson, pretty good. Tagir, Tim Elliott, there's a lot of good names in flyweight, right? But I don't think we can give Clayton Carpenter, even though he got a 2-fight win streak, we can't give him a step up in the ranks. We have to give him something a little bit. Let me actually just move that a little bit higher. Yeah. We actually have to give him another up-and-comer at flyweight. I can't even remember the unranked flyweights at the moment. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind like a Cameron Simon, or Clayton Carpenter versus Cameron Simon. I think Cameron's a 135er. Maybe Clayton should move up a little bit. I honestly, there's not much we can really do with this guy. I think he does need to fight like more people at flyweight. I know flyweight's kind of like a dying division. There's not really a lot of people he can fight. Who did Joshua Van actually just fight? Who was that? Joshua Van. Who was that guy? Who did Joshua Van? Who the fuck? Joshua Van. There we go. There's my Chad, my homie. Oh, he's scheduled to fight Bruno Silva. Really? Okay, I didn't even know that. Yeah, Cody Durden, I think would be a good fight. Edgar Shayrez also. Was this flyweight? I think that was flyweight. Yeah. I think a Cody Durden would do really well. For Clayton Carpenter. I think that's where we go, and then I think the winner gets a ranked spot. Cody Durden's been around for a little bit now. I think he deserves a ranked spot even if he doesn't win. Clayton Carpenter is kind of like still this, what happens now that he's lost, right? He was 8-0, now he's 8-1. Let's see how he, kind of comes back from that loss. And I think Cody Durden is a really good test. So yeah, I'd like to see Clayton Carpenter fight Cody Durden. Please don't give him a ranked fight right now. I'm tired of seeing flyweights just jump up the rankings. Oh, let's give him a title shot. Oh, let's give him #1 contender with one of the Brandons. And then the Brandons just whoop their ass. Can we just get, these guys getting tested early in their career, please? So yeah, I think Cody Durden, winner gets a ranked opponent. Maybe not Joshua Van, but even a Tagir, to be honest with you. This fucking guy's yapping, thinking he can get a title shot. Okay, buddy. But yeah, maybe a Tim Elliott after that. That's not even a bad shout. Bruno Silva, depending where he is in the rankings at the time. But yeah, Clayton Carpenter, I think, should fight Cody Durden. Yeah. Anyways, moving on, we have the next fraud check, which I believe was Rena Nakamura. I didn't believe in the hype train. I was on the other side for this fight with Muin. Yeah, Rena just didn't grapple. And if he doesn't grapple and he thinks he's a striker, he will get fraud checked in every single fight. Now, 135 is also a stacked division. You'll probably notice in all these prospects, the division... Actually, all these prospects were actually 135 and below. Yeah. All of these divisions are stacked on the lower end. So, Rena Nakamura... Yeah, he beat Carlos Vera, and then he lost to Muin. But he literally lost because he didn't grapple. There's honestly, like, I was on Muin's side. There's a world where Rena wins if he does start shooting takedowns and he does start going for the back. Maybe something was torn. Maybe he had a popped shoulder or something. I know one fighter had that issue. But, yeah, you just need to do more, buddy, you know? Like, you need to, like, fighters need to understand when you're losing a striking exchange and you're a grappler, it's time for you to grapple. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... I don't even know. You do have to give this guy an up-and-comer. I'm a firm believer when you come off a loss and you're not ranked, you need to fight someone in the unranked category. If you're coming off a loss and you're unranked, there's no plane where I think it's fair to get a ranked opponent, in my personal opinion. So, Rena, he needs to fight like a Cameron Simon, like a Payton Talbot, like a, actually... Not Honey Barcelos. Honey Barcelos is actually, like, past this guy now. You know, Bantamweight's got a lot of people in it, so there's a lot of potential matchups for Rena. I think we just give him another, matchup just below the rankings, just for him. You know, I think he needs a 2-fight, 3-fight win streak before we start talking about ranked opponents. Yeah, Rena got fraud checked pretty bad. Anyways, moving on, we have Payton Talbot. Payton, the part-time Talbot. Now, the problem with Payton is that I think we just found out he has no IQ on the ground, and his ground game sucks. Like, really bad. You know? And it really sucks that he was able to beat a few people up on his rise to find out he's just this shit. Now, a lot of people were glazing him. I was even on the glaze train in terms of, like, I thought he was going to get past Honey Barcelos. Because I thought like a 1-2 down the pipe would just knock out Honey Barcelos, but I guess, you know, that's asking for too much from Payton. And if you were listening to commentary would have you believe Payton's fucking up in the rounds. God, the commentary's so ass in the UFC now. But, yeah. Maybe it's always been ass. But, yeah, so Payton Talbot, young buck, right? I think a common thing with all these kids, right? 29, young-ish, kind of. You know, Clayton Carpenter, 28, right? But Payton's the youngest out of all the ones on this list, right? He's got the most time to grow. He can come back from this and go on a killing spree. But the way he lost to Honey Barcelos wasn't like his nerve on his foot went out, like O'Malley, right? Or, you know, what was the other one? O'Malley got leg kicked, I think, to oblivion, and then his opponent shot a takedown like a dumbass. Or no. Yeah, his opponent shot a takedown like a dumbass. And lost a decision. Whatever fight that was. But yeah, Payton Talbot didn't lose it away where it's like, oh, the other guy was kind of just like being stupid and not like sort of finishing the fight when he needed to, right? This was a case where it's just like Payton lost and he got his ass whooped. Like he was out-grappled, he was outstruck. There's not anything you can really give. I think it was a 3-0 sweep from Honey Barcelos. Honestly deserved. Honey Barcelos did whoop his ass, but it's like what is Payton's plan moving forward, I think is the big question here. Because he can either go the content route, and he's doing these dating shows, and he's doing these interviews, and going with Frank Ocean to fucking places, and, you know, being in that side. Or, you cut the shit out, right? And you start taking your career seriously, right? Some people are just gifted to have great hands. Conor McGregor, great example. He's just got a really nice left hook. Payton Talbot, he's got heat in his hands, but he's got nothing else going on inside of that fucking cranium is his, right? So I think Payton Talbot definitely needs to fight, like someone worthy of a fight. I do think a Clayton Carpenter or a Rena Nakamura, honestly, to just get one of these prospects out, I think is the play. Because all of these prospects now have one loss. Oops, that was a teaser for the last one. All of these prospects have one loss. So I think it's time to find out which one is, like, we invest in, right? Payton Talbot, no ground game. Clayton Carpenter just barely didn't do enough each round. You know, Rena Nakamura just didn't grapple for whatever reason because he thinks he's a striker. Payton Talbot lost because he was shit that fight. Like, he literally got... Bro, Honey Barcelos laid his fucking nuts on his forehead along with the dong, alright? He whooped this kid, you know? I love watching it when a fighter's older and they beat the younger blood. I personally love fights like that because that just reinforces why I love the sport so much. Because, like, anything can happen, right? But, yeah, it's just crazy that, like, the favorite, like, oh, man. He was such a big favorite going into it. I don't gamble on these fights. I don't recommend you gamble, but you're your own adult. You can do whatever you want. But, yeah. Payton Talbot, I think we just give him... I give him a prospect coming up, so we can at least eliminate one. We have too many prospects coming up in bantamweight, and not enough of them are going to pass the Honey Barcelo test. It's time we throw Payton Talbot into the dogs, you know? Moving on, we have probably the only one who's the best well-rounded, and that would be Umar Nurmagomedov. Yep, frauds have been checked. Alright, Umar Nurmagomedov does not have the gas tank for 5 rounds, and he does not have the striking we thought he did. He does not have the elite level grappling we thought he did. He's actually fairly average. If anything, as far as a ranked bantamweight goes. You know, he beat one contender, and as I said, he's been knocked out by Beksat Almakhan. He literally said in the post-fight interview he got knocked out, but as soon as he woke up, he shot for a takedown. That's the only reason why they let the nut hugger survive. So he's been knocked out. In my opinion, he beat the Honey Barcelos test, which was very important, especially because it was by knockout. But now that he's lost to Merab, where does Umar go? Now, when we look at the bantamweights, honestly, this isn't a case where it's, oh, Umar gets to win against Davison Figueiredo, and then he gets a title shot. Oh, he beats O'Malley, he gets a title shot. No. He needs a 2-3 fight win streak minimum, in my personal opinion. He has one ranked opponent win, and in his performance, he showcased he is not ready for this level of bantamweight. He's not ready for these championship fights. He needs streaking contenders. He needs people on winning streaks. He needs people, like, who are actually ranked, okay? You know, if Henry comes off a win, maybe Henry Umar just for the name value. You know, Song Yadong after a win. I don't remember if Song Yadong's actually fighting someone right now. I think he is, but I can't remember the name. So you do Song Yadong after a win. You know, Davison Figueiredo, another name after a win. You know, but I'm looking at Umar fighting like a Davison, and then after fighting a Song, and then after maybe fighting like a Rob Font. Just like a filler name. I'm not even asking for these names to be crazy. I'm not asking him, you have to beat Peter Yan. Death to the Nurmagomedovs, you know? I'm just asking for him to fight ranked fucking opponents that deserve the ranked position, right? Davison Figueiredo deserves number 5. Song Yadong deserves number 8. You know, Rob Font, if he beats like a Chito Vera or something, he deserves that rank, right? He needs to fight actual ranked opponents. I'm tired of this. Bro, people are calling for fucking, oh, you do Khalil Roundtree, fucking Yuri Prohaska. Are you fucking... What spectrum are you on, brother? Khalil Roundtree is coming off his loss, and he doesn't even have a good win. His best win is Anthony fucking Smith. I don't understand these guys. Anyways. But yeah, I just want to make this video to cover all the prospects, the frauds being checked, everything like that. But yeah, so if you made it to the end of this video, I want to thank you for watching. And as always, I hope you have a good day.